Buckle up, Jets fans. Free agency opens up tomorrow. 12 p.m. The legal tampering period begins. And according to all the reports right now, we got a lot of players that are linked to the New York Jets that Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji will be targeting with roughly $52 million of cap space to work with. I'm going to break down all you need to know heading into free agency and the top targets for the New York Jets. You guys let me know down below in the comments which players do you want the New York Jets to bring in free agency. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe here to Jets Media. I'm really excited, man, to see who Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji brings in for their first free agency period as the new Jets head coach and the new Jets general manager. Let's get straight into it. Now, we're not going to focus on Justin Fields in this video. We've been talking about Justin Fields on the channel for a while, so definitely want to remind everybody, though, the Jets are linked to Justin Fields, and he's definitely a target for the New York Jets at the quarterback position. But I want to talk about the defense, and more specifically the secondary, because we found out today from Connor Hughes of SNY, two names to keep an eye on for the Jets when the legal tampering period begins. Tomorrow is Javon Holland and Justin Simmons, especially Holland. Now, we talked about Javon Holland on the channel last week because Rich Cimini had a prediction that the Jets are going to land him on a 4-year, $80 million contract. So we talked about Holland, but Justin Simmons is an intriguing name, and you can definitely tell that the New York Jets have a hole at the safety position, arguably the biggest hole on defense. There's literally nobody right now at that position that is under contract. Everybody is a pending free agent, and I think the Jets are going to spend big at this position. I don't know exactly who it's going to be. Will it be Holland? Will it be Simmons? It could be a lot of other names as well. So you guys let me know, who do you want the Jets to bring in free agency at the safety position, because I think that is a huge position that Aaron Glenn is going to try to bring in. Another free agent safety is Hufanga from San Francisco to keep an eye on. I don't know if the Jets are officially linked to him, but he's definitely an intriguing name to keep an eye on in free agency. Now, talking about Justin Simmons, he does have connections with the Jets because new Jets GM Darren Muji comes from the Denver Broncos organization. Justin Simmons was an absolute stud, former All-Pro for Denver for a long time, coming from Atlanta this past season. He's 31 years old. You're not going to spend money on him thinking he's going to be the franchise safety, but what he could do is be a veteran presence for the New York Jets secondary when it's trying to develop into the brand new scheme under Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilks. So I think Justin Simmons having that veteran presence in that locker room would be very beneficial for guys like Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter II, whoever we bring in next to Justin Simmons at safety and the CB2 spot. So definitely an intriguing name. I'd be all on board if the money is right. Now, Javon Holland is an interesting one because he's going to ask for the bag. He's commanding around $15 to $18 million per year at the safety position. He's the difference of Simmons, where Holland is young, and you're paying him to be that cornerstone of the secondary for the next 4 seasons, where if Simmons comes in, that's not really the expectation. I love Javon Holland's upside in this league. He's coming off a down year in Miami, but he's very good in coverage, sideline to sideline, high football IQ, ready to be a baller in this league, and I feel like if the Jets bring him in, it's going to be a pivotal piece of the secondary for Aaron Glenn for the long run. And then we also found out today a player that I personally have had my eyes on for the New York Jets to bring in free agency right when we saw who we hired in Aaron Glenn, and that's cornerback Carlton Davis to fill in for DJ Reed at CB2, right? The Athletic just came out with an article per Mike Silver. This is what it says. The New York Jets, who newly hired head coach Aaron Glenn, was the Lions defensive coordinator last season, and the Patriots are believed to be among the team who make a strong push for Carlton Davis. So that is a big-time news right there. This is official that the Jets are going after Carlton Davis. I think this is a no-brainer to replace DJ Reed. You need a veteran, in my opinion, next to Sauce Gardner. Pay Sauce Gardner for the long run, bring in Carlton Davis, and then you have your 2 boundary corners. If you can sign one of Holland or Simmons, you got that safety, and then you draft the safety in day 2, day 3. I think that's really the vision I have for the New York Jets secondary. You guys let me know, would you want the Jets to go after Carlton Davis? I don't know the type of contract he's looking for, if it's going to fit the budget for the New York Jets, but I absolutely love that for all the same reasons that we talked about with Justin Simmons. He's a veteran, but he's played under Aaron Glenn, and that right there is important. Just like when Robert Saleh was hired, he brought in a lot of former San Francisco 49ers. I am expecting the Jets to bring in a lot of former Detroit Lions, so watch out for Carlton Davis coming to the New York Jets in free agency to replace the hole that we have at cornerback number 2. So those are the big names I wanted to talk about at those specific positions, and obviously there's a lot of other guys that the Jets are going to be linked to heading into free agency. Another Detroit Lion that I would love the Jets to pursue in free agency is defensive lineman Levi Onwuzurike. I think that's how you say his name properly. This is another guy from Detroit, played played under Aaron Glenn. We have a hole at the defensive tackle position next to Quinnen Williams. His problem has been injuries. When he's on the field, he's an absolute baller for Detroit, and he is hitting the open market. If Detroit does not retain him, watch out for Levi being a potential target for the New York Jets on the defensive line position. And that's really all the guys on defense. Of course, we got to talk about Jamien Sherwood. Is he going to be coming back? We want Jamien Sherwood re-signed long-term desperately, but there is a big market out there for him. He could be going to Atlanta to sync up with Jeff Ulbrich. He could be going to San Francisco back with Saleh, or maybe there's another team out there that's looking at Jamien Sherwood and wants to pay him the big bucks. I really hope the Jets can re-sign Jamien Sherwood because he's an ascending player. He's a big piece to this defense. Him and Quincy Williams would be a very good 1-2 punch at the linebacker position for the foreseeable future. So let's hope that he comes back. That's really all the players on defense. Let's go over to the offensive side of the ball. Some guys on the offensive line, of course, Morgan Moses. We want him back with the New York Jets. We talked about it yesterday that the Jets are in talks with Morgan Moses. He passed his physical. He's fully healthy after having that injury last year to his knee. So he's fully healthy. He's a free agent, and the Jets are talking to him. I hope he can re-sign with the Jets even before tampering begins, but as of right now, he's not re-signed, so he may be testing the open market. Another offensive lineman I'd like to see bring in for depth purposes is Jedrick Wills from Cleveland. A first-round pick for Cleveland who has a lot of injuries. He could probably be that next version of Mekhi Becton where he goes to a team on a one-year prove-it deal. And if the Jets can bring him in on a one-year prove-it deal, that could be plan B if Morgan Moses does not return, or even if Moses does return, you want to bring him in for depth, and he's looking for a swing tackle position. That could be an option in Jedrick Wills. There's a lot of other guys, of course, at the wide receiver position that the Jets are definitely going to be linked to. We already talked about Josh Palmer, Diami Brown, Tim Patrick, I think is definitely going to be a target for the New York Jets as well. The Jets are going to bring in some wide receivers. The big names like Chris Godwin and Hollywood Brown we just saw went back to Kansas City. You know, Christian Kirk was a target, but nope, he's already with the Houston Texans after that trade. So definitely some guys the Jets are going to be targeting at the wide receiver position. I like our running backs right now, so I'm not going to really talk about any running backs we're going to be pursuing, but definitely some guys to keep in mind for the New York Jets on offense at the wide receiver position like we talked about in this video. So folks, you guys let me know where you want to see the Jets go. I think the priority in free agency for this Jets team is going to be quarterback with Justin Fields and the secondary. I think that's really where the money's going to be spent the most because we have Sauce and MC2 at the CB1 slot corner, but outside of that, where there's 3 holes in the secondary, and Aaron Glenn needs secondary for his defense to work properly. So watch out for the Jets to be aggressive for Javon Holland, like we talked about, potentially Justin Simmons, Carlton Davis. We're not landing all 3 of them, or not even 2 of the 3, but I think one of those 3, I believe, will be a New York Jet by this week. So you guys let me know in the comments who you want the New York Jets to prioritize in free agency. Do not forget to hit the like button, folks. And a reminder, tomorrow I'll be live with Jack talking about the New York Jets free agency frenzy, talking about all the latest news. So make sure you guys hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live here on Jets Media tomorrow and all week long. Very excited about what's coming up on the channel, folks. I'll see you guys for the free agency frenzy. Woo! We made it. Free agency. See you guys next time. Peace.